working for everyone. In case if the recordings are not working, do let me know in the chat section. Then maybe I can share the recordings. But I think it should work because I myself have changed all the recordings again and again. So recently, the last week only, I changed all the recordings. It should work. Yes, Ayantika.
Hi, ma'am. I was actually about to ask the same thing. I actually missed the first half because I got late. But when I tried to view the recording, it says it's not available anymore. Just wanted to let you know.
It's not available, the whole recording?
Yes, ma'am. It's not. For day 2, like today.
Okay, but some are saying it's working.
All right. Well, I tried to view for day 1, it was working. But for day 2, I couldn't, see it.
Day 2, it's not working. I can see that. Okay. Okay. So day 2 is not working. I'll provide the day 2 link at the end of the session. Please remind me once again at the end of the session. I'll share today's first half. Only first half is not working, right? Day 2. No problem. I'll share it with you. So let's begin with the next part, and that is writing speech. Let me share the sound first. Okay. So the next part is writing of speech. Just a second. Yes. Writing speech, this is the longest part. Here we are going to explain the concept of ethos, pathos, and logos through with the help of a pizza story. Let's see how we are going to do it.
Then the last section where we will be learning how to write a speech. Okay. And for this part, before I tell you about how we can write an effective speech, there's one challenge for you. So you have 1 minute time and you have to convince both your parents to buy you a pizza from a new pizza place near you. Okay, so let's assume that a new pizza place has opened near you and you have to now convince your mom and dad to buy you a pizza. So right now you are going to face towards them and talk to them. Okay, and then I'll ask your parents after 1 minute whether they got convinced or not.
Okay.
All right, let's see how you would do. Okay.
Papa, can we please get vegetable pizza from that new store?
Why?
Because I want to eat pizza.
No, that's okay. But Domino's also give you pizza, right? It's the same pizza at the end of the day.
But it's new. Let's try something new today.
No, but pizza is pizza, right?
But the restaurants are different, so they have their different tastes.
But see, if you look at the base is all same. Veggies are all same. Cheese is same. What's the difference between two different shops?
But it's
They're charging more than Domino's.
But it's good to try something new from every store and restaurants. We should try something new.
But you like most the pizza of Domino's?
But I want to try something new today.
I don't think it's a good idea to try.
But let's just try. If we didn't like it, we wouldn't buy it next time.
Okay, I'll leave you choice. Your choice.
But if you didn't like it, then it will be a sheer wastage of money.
But let's just try it. We can take one.
Right. I think we can pause it. It's amazing. Does that usually happen, Tia? Is that like
Every day.
every day? Oh, really?
Rather every weekend, I should say.
Yeah, this is a story of every weekend.
Amazing. And what happens every weekend? Like, do you both agree or what happens?
We don't have a choice.
Okay. Well, great. Thank you so much for participating in this activity. I actually enjoyed a lot while listening to both of you. But yes, so I have a question for both of you now. What do you think would have helped you to, get convinced? Right now, I feel like you were not really extremely convinced with what Tia was saying. But what would have helped for you to, get ready to let her try pizza from the new place?
I would say two things. One can be a unique thing about that particular restaurant. Another is the value which it is providing. If it is giving me a good value, a 8 inches pizza at the price of say 4 or 6 inches, I think I would have gone for it.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. Tia, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Next time you know what to say. Yeah, but don't worry. For next time, I'm going to prepare you really, really well. Okay. So thank you so much once again for trying it out. And let's see that how can we convince your parents next time, So first of all, I have to say, Tia, you really tried a lot and never gave it up. So that's very good. But let's understand that, how can we be very, effective in the way we are saying, and what is it that we can tell our parents? Yeah. So we are going to now learn how to write a speech to convince someone. Yeah? And for that, I would want you to remember these 3 words. Very important. Okay. The first one is, can you read it out?
Ethos, develop trust.
Yes. So ethos means developing trust. What your father also mentioned, that if, you could have told about something unique about that pizza place, then it would have been helpful. So something to develop trust. What is second?
Pathos, appeal to motion.
To emotion. Yes. Like whenever we want to convince someone, we have to also make them happy about it, right? So here's the part where we will try to make your parents happy. Yeah. So that is the second part. And what's the third one?
Logos, proof.
Proof. What do you mean by proof?
The proof which you gather that that particular restaurant is there or
Actually,
Yeah. Something, to again giving a very logical, good reason, so that they get convinced that, okay, now Tia is, she has given me a very good reason. I can't find a reason to say no. So I'll get convinced. Yeah. Don't worry. We are going to understand this in a bit more detail again with a pizza story. But right now we will try to see how we could have used ethos, pathos, and logos to convince your parents for the pizza. Okay. All right. So ethos is about developing trust. What do you mean by trust?
trust, a bond which you create, so they believe in you.
Yes, it's about creating that belief, right? Very good. Now, let's assume you have to, convince, again, same situation. You have to convince them to buy pizza from a new place. What will help you, develop trust so that your mom and dad think that, this pizza place sounds really good. We should try it. What do you think we can say?
We can say that like it has good reviews
Very good.
and it's low in price than the other restaurants.
Very good point. Yeah, I loved it. Yes. And very similar, something we had also written, right? So good reviews means many people have tried it.
Yes.
Yeah. Even when we are buying something, we always try to see what are the reviews, right? So we can talk about that. Yes, it has good reviews. One more thing that we can use is that this pizza store is new right now here, but it has shops all over the India, and it offers really good pizzas. Yeah. And when you say this, now your mom and father are thinking for a minute that, oh, okay, it has good reviews. It is there all around. Your mom had said one statement, right? That what if it is not good? Then it will waste, say, money, time, and resources, right? So in that way, if you could have added, that, no, it has great reviews, then she would have thought, oh, actually not just Tia, but many other people are saying it is good. Yeah. So that is how we develop trust. Okay. Did you understand this part?
Yes.
Yeah. Great. But I loved how you mentioned about reviews. Very good point, Tia. Very smart thinking. Yeah. Now let's come to the second point, which is pathos. Now imagine that, it's already 9 p.m. and there's no food ready at home, and you want to convince them to buy pizza. What do you think you can say that will make your parents happy and also convince them to buy pizza?
I think that I'll try to convince my mom by saying that she'll not have to make dinner for us and we can order pizza, so it will be easier for you.
Yeah. And you can say that your mom and dad would be thinking, what am I teaching you? This is just for example, Tia. Okay, we don't have to follow to this.
But yeah, already are using these examples sometimes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You already know how to.
So you can take rest. We can have dinner from outside.
Wow, see, you already know how to write a speech. Great. But yes, so now this is something we are trying to make them happy, and that they will think that, oh, Tia cares about us, and she's saying that we will get some rest. She doesn't have to cook food at night. She can also take some time off. And when you also say that I love pizza and I really want to have it, it will make me happy. So of course they would also want you to be happy, right? So yes, so this is pathos. Great. And last one, logos. What do you think we can say here for proof? You remember you said proof is something that will help them again know that, yes, this is a pizza to buy, and they'll get convinced.
Yes.
So what proof do you think we can give?
Maybe because it's healthy.
Okay. But pizzas are usually unhealthy. So what more can you say to make it sound like it is healthy?
That it has really good vegetable toppings on it.
Yes, very good, right? So now you are giving a good reason that why it is healthy, right? So usually, why do our parents say not to eat from outside? Because it is usually unhealthy, right? It is not good for our health.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm no way telling you to eat more pizza, by the way. I want to clarify that. But yes, this is the reason. This is the reason they are worried or they are saying no usually, right? So what we can say is we can give them a good reason that, you know, this pizza had lot of toppings and they have like toppings like broccoli, cheese, things that are healthy. So it is a healthy pizza also and a tasty one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is your, what is it?
Logos.
Yes. Okay, so let's quickly revise. I think you have got it already, but I want you to say it in your own words. That what are the 3 parts of a speech, you know, in terms of how we can convince the other person really well. So what is the first?
Yes. So this was how to write a speech. So this particular segment starts with checking the prior knowledge. We engage the parent and the child in a role play where we ask the child to convince her parents to buy her a pizza from a new pizza place. So here we engage the child as well as the parent. Here we introduce the EPL approach also, the ethos, pathos, and logos. And then we explain the EPL approach with a pizza story, right? So this is how we explain the writing speech part. Last is the final showcase. Now, remember I showed you about both the parents' laptop and SparkX video. Okay, so we'll learn about SparkX video maybe later, but as of now, I can tell you this final showcase can be done on SparkX video. This I'll explain on day 3 or day 4. Okay. Okay. Now comes the final showcase. Final showcase is basically a speech which will be given by the student himself. He has to prepare and then he has to speak. Let's have a look.
Is the last chance for you to use your lifeline, Tia. Okay, so this is the part where all 3 of you can participate and help Tia, or both of you can participate and help Tia. So now you saw Ovia speaking, right? And she really was passionate about soil. So she wanted to convince everyone that we should all care about soil and do good actions that will help save soil. Yeah? Now I want you to pick a topic of your choice, and maybe you can take help from your parents also, and develop your own speech that you will present here using ethos, pathos, and logos. Yeah? Do you want to quickly think about a topic? It could be anything.
Global warming.
Global warming. Oh, so you also care about climate change and everything, it seems like? Yeah? All right. Okay. So global warming. And I will keep these questions for you to help. So that these guiding questions for you. Let's take 3 minutes. Okay. And let's come up with ethos, pathos, and logos. On, you know, you have to talk about global warming and you want to tell people a message, maybe to save the environment, so that global warming stops or at least reduces. So you have to convince them, right? So you can take 3 minutes, take help from your parents. If you want, you can write down your points also, and then we'll present after 3 minutes.
Okay, so this is where you instruct the child how you're going to prepare for your speech. So you give a clear instruction to the child, and then the child has to speak. 1 second, I'll play this video once.
Have you ever wondered why is it so hot these days? You might be thinking, why is it so? Maybe it's a phenomenon or something else. Can you guess why? Yes, you are correct. It is because of global warming.
Okay. And is there more, or this is it?
That's enough.
That's it. Okay. Okay. Thank you. I'll pause here. Okay. So amazing. So first of all, Tia, actually, wait, let me now go back to your parents and take feedback from them. What do you think? Both of you can turn the, yes, we can, I can see all of you now. What do you think? How was Tia?
Yeah, she's good. Honestly, there is.
She can be better if she get more time, or she's taking some time to think those ideas. Obviously she choose that topic in a second, but maybe she needs some time to jot down all the points and to say to you. So yes, she needs, yes, as my husband said, that she needs to brush up her skills.
Mhm.
And yes.
Absolutely. But I do want to share something that the way she started, and she was looking at the
Mhm.
screen very confidently. She didn't look at her paper at even one single time. So, Tia, you were able to remember all these lines. That was really good. And when you started, I was so hooked because you started like, what was your first sentence? What was it? Can you tell me again?
Have you ever wondered why is it so hot these days?
Yes. Yeah. So that was such a good question to start with, and that is so interesting. We never discussed about starting with a question, but you thought of that on your own. Amazing. Really good job at starting it. Your beginning was very powerful, I would say, because you were using your hands. Your facial expression was really good. And I think you are really good with voice modulation. That was definitely one of your strengths, Tia. The way you are able to, lower your volume, stress on important words, and pause. That's very good. Yeah. Of course, I think I do agree with your parents in one area is that we could have worked on the content a bit more better. I understand that we had less time, so I think you gave one reason for me. Actually, you used logos, that it is hot. It's a proof you are giving that it is so hot these days, which is because of global warming. But I think we can have added a little bit more about something that would have helped them feel, or evoke an emotion of concern, because this is a concerning topic. Yeah, so some more statement for pathos and a little bit more of ethos. But I think your proof was really good. Yeah, so content we can work on, and yes, we had less time also, so don't worry. But overall, in your body language and voice modulation, very good job, Tia. So I want to clap for you.
Thank you.
All right, great. So yes, we are here towards the end of our class. And before, I just have to chat a little bit more with your parents. But before that, Tia, I would want you to just share 3 big learnings that you had from today. And then you can go have your dinner, play with Dia.
And logos. That
Hmm.
was one of my big learning.
Right. So this was the last part where you have the final showcase by the child, and then you can give your feedback. You can ask for parents' opinion also. And at the end, you can ask for 3 key takeaways. So here, remember, you have to give clear instruction and time to the child and parent to give the speech. Clear? So you must have seen 3 things in the whole demo. The whole demo is activity based, first thing. Second thing, you would have seen that there is an absolute focus on the pillars of public speaking, which we discussed yesterday, the body language, confidence, voice modulation. And also there is a structured approach towards learning a new content area. In this case, it was a speech. In the adult demo, you will find it will be a presentation. And in the junior demo, it's a story. So there is a structured approach towards learning a new content area, and that is a speech. There is an ethos, pathos, and logos, and how do we use them in our speech. Remember, these are the 5 different sections of a senior demo segment, and laptop presence and the laptop and parents' presence is highly important. Child must create and deliver the speech on his own, and as for creating the speech, he can take help from the parents, but delivery should be done by his own, right? His or her own. Remember the success formula. Remember to have both the parents in the session and a laptop, and do use the SparkX video in the session. Okay, so now we have already covered the first part, that is identifying and analyzing different teachers' action. I would like to ask one question to all of you. Can you tell me, you can write it in the chat section, can you tell me what were the different aspects or the actions of the teacher which helped her to build relationship with the student? Body language is very much evident. You can see that she is smiling all throughout. She is giving high five, or maybe she is waving to the child, hi, how are you? She is giving thumbs up. So body language is okay. It was very much evident. Also voice modulation, I'm sure. Yes, she had a polite voice and soft and encouraging way of speaking. Yes, excitement also. But what are the other things that she did or said in order to build relationship with the student? She listened to her patiently and then gave her feedback. Very good. So feedback, you mean to say that feedback was a thing which happened after each and every activity. After introduction to PS, she gave a review. Then After the speech time, also she gave a small feedback. At the end, also after the final showcase, she has to give a small feedback, isn't it? So feedback is an all pervasive process. You have to give feedbacks in different places. Okay. No, Twinkle, we don't follow the same steps. Steps are the same, but the content is not same. Content will be different for different age groups. Smiling attitude, appreciation, constantly engaged in eye contact. Okay, so you're mostly talking about body language. Let's talk about other things that she did or said. She was talking to, okay, she was constantly engaging the parents also. Very good. Discussing the opinions of the child's performance. So she mostly took the opinion of the parents. Constant interaction and inclusion of parents in the activity. Okay. Tone of voice, rapport building in the beginning of the class. That's what I want to know. How did she build the rapport in the beginning of the class? Facial expression, curiosity to learn more about the child. Very good. Applauding the child. Ask the student to read to bring more engagement. Okay. Adding humor. Very good. Fiza, she added humor also. Patient listener. Very good. Yes. Conversation with the kid and she created positive. Okay, fine. So she created positive environment. That's an opinion. I'm talking about what did she do to create a positive environment. Constantly telling the parents and the child that she is good. Okay, very good. Fine. But then if you constantly say that she is good, then why would she need the classes, isn't it? Smiling attitude, conviction, energy, communication, questions, engagement, keeping main thing as main thing. Okay. Tiny details and proves herself to be quite observant. How did she prove herself to be quite observant? Aditi, your observations are correct, but you're not talking about the actions of the teacher. What did she do which made you feel that she was observant? How do you know? Isn't it? Like, for example, in the beginning of the session, she was asking questions about the child, about the parent, about the mother and the father. And she was constantly making inferences. Do you understand what are inferences? To draw conclusions from on the basis of your knowledge and information that has been provided, isn't it? So she was constantly making inferences, like when the father said, I am into this job and I like doing this. Oh, that is why she is very patient. Oh, that is why she is very creative. So she was trying to constantly make inferences on the basis of the information she was getting from the parents. And she also mentioned that it's lovely, Tia. I'm getting to learn so much about you from your parents also. Yes, she was interacting with also the parent and the child. So both. So she was keeping everyone engaged in the session. Perfect. Yes, she was pointing out the details and justifying her points. She was joining the dots and making both the parents and child feel inclusive. Correct. Maybe I might have missed it. Lots of chats coming in, but one point which I feel you might have missed. Yes, I got it. Dhanya, very good. She also added her personal experiences when the child was talking about the Python coding. So she said, oh, really? You like Python coding? So first thing is the voice modulation that she used. She used a wonderful voice and she made herself look as she was very excited to know that the child loves Python coding. And she quickly connected the dots and she said, oh, even I used to do Python coding, but I was always confused. Maybe I can learn something from you. What do you do here? You try to make the child feel as if the teacher is also going to learn something from the student. Student feels motivated. Oh, the teacher is also ready to learn something from me. I'm also going to teach something to the teacher, right? So it's always like you're treating the child as an equal partner. Very good. So this is what we are going to discuss in the coming session. Perfect. Feel, felt, found. Very good. Yes. Making the child reflect on her own work. Yes, very good. Showing concern to what the child is learning by saying that the topic is hypothetical and is it necessary to apply. Sorry, I did not get that. Topic is hypothetical. Which topic is hypothetical? Oh, okay. The pizza one. Okay, okay. Okay, great. So now we will move on to the next segment, and that is what is all about how to build relationships. Use of body language and voice to build relationship. How can we do that? So you first tell me, how do we make guests comfortable at our home? What is the first step? What is the first thing that we do? The very first thing. Smile, exactly. The first thing that we do is smile. Maybe like this. A very popular daily soap snippet from there. Okay, Aditi. Great. Yes. So the first step could be a smile, isn't it? So let's discuss about smile a little later, but let's see what are the some of the important points that we need to remember while building relationship with the student and the parents. So some important points here to remember is to start the class on a high note. First thing, use an impactful voice, be curious, and listen actively. 4 points to remember. Start on a high note, use an impactful voice, be curious, and listen actively. Now let's discuss all of these. How to start a class on a high note, right? So let's do a quick activity. I'm going to show you some pictures on the screen and you are going to decide, or maybe you can identify who would you want to talk to. So I'm going to show you 2 pictures side by side and you are going to tell me which one would you like to talk to. Okay, let's get started. So this is your first picture, 1 or 2. Write down in the chat section quickly. Okay, wonderful. Picture 2. Most of you say 2. 2, okay. All 2. 2. Okay. Srishi says 1. Okay. 2. Okay. Let's move on to the next picture. What about this? Okay. 2. Very good. I'm still getting 1. 1 on, so those who are writing 1, maybe I would like to know why 1. Okay, most of you write 2. Let's move on to this third one. Yes, what about this? 1 or 2? Most of you say 1. Okay, great. Now, those pictures that you all have chosen, I have kept them on the left hand side, and those whom you did not choose, I've kept them on the right hand side. So what is the difference between these 2 set of pictures? The basic difference is the smile, a genuine and a fake smile. Why are we discussing about the smile? Smile is the first thing that the person looks, when the person first looks at you, that's the first thing that flashes, and that is your smile, isn't it? So a genuine versus fake smile. Remember, a genuine smile will always have a crinkle around the eyes, raised cheeks, lowered eyelids, and it will be something that it reaches to your eyes and you will feel as if you are genuinely expressing a happiness. But a fake smile will never show genuine happiness, right? Yes, smiles are wider when you are smiling genuine. So a fake smile, remember, is not going to evoke positive feelings. So smile genuinely, and you can also use virtual gestures for encouragement, like, thumbs up, high five, fist bump, waving the child. Okay. So these kind of virtual gestures can be used for encouragement. And always remember, start the class with a genuine smile on your face. Next is use impactful voice. Now, what is this? Let's have a look. I'm going to show you a video and you are going to tell me what stood out to you from this voice. Okay, so you are just going to focus on the voice.
Good morning, Mumbai. This is Janvi on World Space Radio. जाने से पहले ये है मेरा आज का ख्याल उन सब के लिए जो दौड़े जा रहे हैं शहर में। शहर की इस दौड़ में दौड़ के करना क्या है? अगर यही जीना है दोस्तों, तो फिर मरना क्या है? पहले बारिश में ट्रेन लेट होने की फिक्र है। भूल गए भीगते हुए टहलना क्या है? सीरियल के किरदारों का सारा हाल है मालूम, पर माँ का हाल पूछने की फुर्सत कहाँ है? अब रेत पे नंगे पांव टहलते क्यों नहीं? 108 है चैनल, पर दिल बहलते क्यों नहीं? इंटरनेट पे दुनिया से तो टच में है, लेकिन पड़ोस में कौन रहता है जानते तक नहीं।
Okay, I think that would suffice. So what about this voice made it interesting to listen to? What did it have? What did it have? Okay. Excited starting, sweet spoken and happy. Okay, fine. So that's not a part of voice. But yes, excitement was there in the sound, which was very much audible. And a loud and energetic start. Yes, correct. Voice is clear. Clear pronunciation. Okay, pronunciation comes in fluency. It doesn't come under voice. It has modulation. That's what you have to explain. What kind of modulation it had? Yes. It's not Munna Bhai, it's Lage Raho Munna Bhai. Yes. Energy, okay, that's fine. Tone, okay, fine. Starting on a high note to grab the attention and then slowly made it pleasant to continue listening. Okay. Yes, it hooked us at the beginning itself because of the pitch. So correct usage of pitch. Then pauses, very good. Rashmi. Annotations or intonations? Annotations are in the writing. Intonation is in the voice. So I think it would be intonation. Yes, energetic, perfect. Pauses, correct. Tonality, yes. Pitch is correct. Correct stress and pauses in the voice, very good. So, Saipriya. Taking each word with emotion and modulating the tone in accordance with the words. Yes, that's true. Use of exclamatory words. Yes, Anuja, very good. Very important. Stressing and de-stressing. Okay, stressing, actually it is called emphasizing and subordination. Very good. Emphasis on important words and lower voice on emotional words. Okay. Voice modulation that created enthusiasm. Nice feel of situation with good energy. Perfect. So it had a loud and energetic start. I'm so sorry. Yeah. It had a loud and energetic start in the beginning. There was a change in the tone and volume. Whenever she was talking about something which is very exciting, she had a little higher volume, and then when she was talking about something emotional, she lowered down her volume. Also the pitch was changing as and when the context changed. There were emphasis on important words like shehar ka sara hal hai malum, sara. So when she is using that word sara, she is trying to emphasize on that word. And most importantly, use of exclamatory words like karna kya hai? Karna kya hai? So she's modulating, she's using the correct pitch and the range of the pitch, which has to go up and then down, right? So the fall and rise, the rise and fall. So use of exclamatory words was also there. Now, why do we need an impactful voice? Remember, an impactful voice will make you feel excited, as well as the listeners also will be excited to listen to it. So some of the features that an impactful voice can have is change in the tone and the volume, having relevant pauses in between, and emphasizing on important words. These three things are the most important part of an impactful voice. Clear? Now, we will move on to the third one, and that is being curious. So how do you know someone is curious about you? You can write in the chat section. What could be the first thing? How would you know that I'm curious about you? Ask questions. Perfectly. Very good. Ask questions. Then digging everything. Okay, asking probing questions or follow-up questions, you can say. Right? So tell me more. I have a question. What do you like? Or maybe I can say, what do you like to do in your free time? I like to paint. Oh, that's great. You like painting. You must be very creative then, isn't it? What did I do? I made inferences. And then I would say, oh, so what kind of painting do you like? Do you like pastels, or do you like water painting or acrylic? Or see, I don't have technical knowledge, but I would just ask the general question that what kind of painting would you like? A still painting or a canvas painting, maybe a scenery or a portrait. What kind of painting would you like? So I would ask follow-up questions, and I would also give some acknowledgements and validations like, oh, that's great, that's wonderful, amazing, isn't it? Appreciation, yes, that comes under acknowledgements and validations. Correct. Repeating or referencing something that they said so that you know you paid attention. Very good. But that would be a part of listening actively. Being curious means you need to, you should be like, you should show the interest of knowing each other, isn't it? So that should be there. Listening patiently, okay. Active listener approach and individual. Okay, so active listening will come in the last part, that is listening actively. So let's see how can we be curious. I'm going to show you two videos of a virtual classroom. This is the first one. And after you watch this video, the first video, let me know if you were a child in this classroom, how would you have felt?
Your mom told me that you love reading books.
Yes, ma'am, I do. I read books.
Okay, what kind of books do you read? What books? Can you name them?
Ma'am, I like Harry Potter. Harry Potter
Okay.
books. Yes.
What more?
Ma'am, I've read Enid Blyton books.
Okay. All right. So have you watched Harry Potter series?
Yes, ma'am. I have watched all 7, actually
Okay.
eight movies.
All the 8 movies. Wow,
Yes, ma'am.
that's good. That's good. So what else do you like to do in your free time apart from reading?
Ma'am, I like to also play with my friends in evening. I like playing basketball sometimes.
Oh, you play
I-
basketball.
Yes, ma'am.
That's good. That's very nice. So
Yes. So you can write down in the chat section, how would you have felt in this classroom? Looking away, that means no eye contact, no excitement. So the voice is not impactful, you mean to say? Low on energy, not curious. Yes. No expression, no connection. Okay. Lack of interest. Yes. So lack of interest means lack of interest in knowing each other more. So because of the type of questions that she is asking, she is only throwing questions at the child and not being genuinely interested in the child. Inquiry, or as if I was in an interview. Exactly. She was constantly throwing questions. Very good, Fiza. Lack of energy, one-way communication. Okay, yes, one-way communication. The teacher is only asking questions and the child is giving one-word answer, one sentence answer. Lack of interest, asking question but feels disconnected due to the lack of interest. Okay. No voice modulation. Body language shows lack of interest. Okay. Monotonous voice. Voice pitch is very low, not just sharing personal touch in the question. Okay. Not adding personal experiences. Fine. Now let's watch the second video. We'll play this for you.
So, Ishita, your mom told me that you love reading.
Yes,
Isn't it?
yes, ma'am. I do like reading.
All right. So, what do you like to read?
Ma'am, Harry Potter books. I
Wow.
like them.
Oh God, have you read? Are you one of those people who have read like all the books?
Yes, ma'am. I have 7 books. My sister, in fact, got it for my birthday.
Oh my
And I have
God.
all the books with me.
Amazing. I cannot commit to all the books. I could not start, you know. So I have watched movies. I love it. But I really want to, you know, read. How do I start? Give me some tips.
Ma'am, I think I also felt that because these were very fat books also, very thick books.
Oh,
But ma'am, like once you read book, when you'll read, you'll find a lot of difference between movies and books, especially like from the first one only. Books, I think they are very detailed also. So you will enjoy, ma'am.
I thought the movies are, you know, true copies of the books.
No, ma'am.
I was
There's a
wrong.
lot of difference, especially when you
Okay.
read fourth book, you'll find like Goblet of Fire. It's extremely different to what it is shown in movies and what is there in books.
All right. So what else? What else do you read? Have you read some fan fictions? Have you read some, are you interested in you know, the new Harry Potter movies? I believe that came
Yeah.
out
Yes,
recently.
ma'am. I have seen, ma'am, new Harry Potter movies, but they are okay.
Okay.
I like the real Harry Potter, the one that came before, really, really
Yeah.
good.
I also think the same exact thing here, that I don't think that they're going to be that great.
Yes.
All right. You know what? I love one series that I'm really, you know, Game of Thrones. Have you heard of it?
Yes, ma'am, I've heard, but I have not watched it, ma'am.
Okay.
Is it
So
good?
reading the books would be an amazing thing. If you haven't watched it, I'm
Okay.
sure that you would love the books first.
Mhm.
If you read it first, I'm sure that you will love it more than watching it.
Got it. Okay, ma'am.
It's similar to something like Harry Potter, not so much.
Okay.
It's all magical and everything. That's great as well.
Got it. Okay,
All
ma'am.
right.
I'll try.
All right. So let's.
Okay. So I'm so sorry. Yes. So this was the second video. And now you've already written, yes, there was a bright smile, curious and knowing about the child. And even this child was trying to open up, isn't it? Very good. Stressing on the topics, facial expression, showing interest, two-way communication. Thankfully, this time it was a two-way communication. Shows excitement, energy in the words. She's interested to build connection and bonding with the student. Okay. Genuine smile, stress on the topics. Discussing on the topic that excites the child and encouraging her to speak more. Very good. Exclamatory words and expressions, probing more to create and show interest. Okay, very good. Good use of hand gestures also. Very important point. She used the child's name also. In the previous video, you might have, I don't know whether you have marked this or not. In the previous video, there was no mention of the child's name, isn't it? So taking child's name often also help you build relationships, isn't it? Okay. Okay, and here she has tried to understand the child much in detail, interaction, and setting the context. Okay, very good. Interactive session. Friendly start and involve the other person into the conversation. sharing her experiences, her thoughts, suggesting few references. Perfect. Making the most child feel intelligent and shown on her own flaws. Okay, very good. Bright smile. Perfect. Very good. Okay. So what was the different in between these two videos? The video one was like an interview. The teacher was just throwing questions on the child, and the child was giving one only answers in one sentence. And it was a one-way interaction. It was not as if the child was more interested in speaking more. And there were not a lot of open questions were not there. And there was same tone of the voice. There was no change in the tonality. There were limited facial expressions. She was also not using the hand gestures a lot. As in comparison to that, video 2 was more of an interaction where there was a two-way interaction between the teacher and the child. Teacher was actively participating, and she also made sure that the student also actively participates in the conversation. There was proper voice modulation, emphasis on important words, and she had different gestures and expressions. She used her hand gestures also in between. So the video 2 was more of an interaction as compared to the first one. Remember, an interaction is going to help you build genuine relationship with the child, and not interviewing with the child. Interviewing the child will help you. Okay. Okay, great. Now the last one, listening actively, very important. So let's recall what we saw in the last video. We saw that the teacher was trying to, when she was listening, she was tilting her head, nodding constantly. Maybe you can lean forward a little more. So maybe the body language could be some of this kind. So smile, maintain an eye contact, lean forward, nod, tilt your head. All these things can be the body language of an active listener. Second one could be acknowledging and validating each other's points. Very important. Oh, that's great. That's amazing. Wonderful. I really wonder how you did that. That's really nice. So when you give these, some phrases or some words which acknowledges or validates the speaker's points, that helps you to, get connected with the person, and it helps you to increase the further conversation, isn't it? So acknowledging and validating each other's points is also one of the most important requisite of listening actively. And lastly, you can ask follow-up questions. You can ask relevant questions which are related to what the child is speaking, right? So you can listen actively by three things. You can nod, use verbal expressions also, apart from the virtual expressions like, nodding, tilting your head. Apart from that, you can give verbal expression also. Okay. So you use these verbal expressions and ask genuine and relevant follow-up questions, and acknowledge and validate their responses as well. So let's summarize 4 things we discussed just now. Starting the class on a high note. Remember, a fake smile is not going to evoke positive feelings. Use an energetic voice, use impactful voice, speak with enthusiasm, change your tone, change your pitch, use a correct volume. Be curious, do not interview, interact with the child, try to make him feel acknowledged and validate their points as well. Try to add some personal experiences also, and listen actively. Nod, maybe smile, have an eye contact, ask for follow-up questions, move your eyes, have an eye contact. All these things are going to help you build relationship with the student. Some other do's and don'ts could be take the student's name often. It builds a sense of ownership and closeness, isn't it? So take the student's name often and be authentic. Students know fake gestures and smile, so they would be able to understand whether the teacher is genuinely, smiling, happy, or she's faking it. So try not to fake it. Consider the student as an equal partner and not like a student, like, open your copies, come on, you're going to write this. So that tone automatically happens when you are a teacher. But please, if you are already a teacher, You have to set aside that tone. Now we are going to be more like treat the child as an equal partner and not like a child. Okay. Sharing about self, you can share about your personal experiences, and if something is like relevant, which you can share, but do not get into random conversations, because random conversations are not going to help you build relationship. It is only going to eat up your demo time. You have stipulated time. 1 hour is, lots of things are to be done in 1 hour. So remember, do not get into random conversations, because sometimes you will get children who speak a lot, right? And of course, use of a sing song voice is a no. So these are some of the others, do's and don'ts. And that brings us to an end of this session today. That's all. Always remember, everything you need is on your account, on your dashboard. Everything is there. Now you can go ahead with your quiz, and I will quickly share the second day's video with you. So this is day 2, session 1. When can we start with the demo class? When do you think should you be starting the demo class? Once you are onboarded, very obvious. Once you are done with your mocks, then only you will be getting your onboarding, isn't it? Once you are onboarded, then only you can start your demo classes. Done with the quiz? Those who are done with the quiz can leave the session. When should we do the assignment? Assignment can be done anytime after the session. I have already shared the recorded session with all of you. Please check. The first session should work. Sorry, second session should work. First session I have already given. When do we have to submit the assignments? Assignment can be submitted at any time of the day. There is no deadline. Yes, Gunjan? No, Sophia, there will be no one while you are submitting your assignment. It is a Willow platform. Willow platform is not a live platform. It's a recording platform. It's an application. Yes, Gunjan?
Ma'am, please share that Google form because for my first session, it's still showing me that I missed the session.
Which first session? Today's first session?
Yes, ma'am. And for yesterday's, it's showing absent.
What is your full name? Gunjan.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, only for Gunjan? Only for Gunjan?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, I missed.
I'm asking others. Is it only for Gunjan? Today's session 1, is it showing missed for others? Those who have raised their hands are raising their hands for the missed session. For the first one? Yes, Meenakshi? Okay. For many, okay, fine.
Hello.
Yes, Rahul?
Hey, ma'am. Very good afternoon over here. Ma'am, first session is showing missed again, and I filled that Google form as well. I shouldn't be notifying you
How
again and
did you
again for that,
join
but
the
it's fine.
session? How did you join the session?
I did join the session from the link, of course.
From the dashboard itself?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. I'll inform the team. They will be providing you with a form. Maybe you can fill it up, but it will show as missed only. Anyways, even if you show it in the Google form, it will still be the same in the dashboard. It is some kind of technical glitch because second session it is taking and the first session it is not taking. So no worries. I've already raised this issue with the training team. They will take care of it. Okay. Others also, if you have first session as missed, I've already informed the team. It will be taken care of. If you have this problem, then you can lower down your hands. Assignments are not mandatory, Lalita.
Sounds like a plan, ma'am. Ma'am, from my perspective, I have done with the quiz with both of the aspects from day one and second one as well. But the assignment is something I was a little confused about. If you can direct me or something, what do I actually have to do on the assignment or something, or I have to do it by myself mandatory?
You have to do it by yourself. The questions will be related to today's session.
I really don't think so. That was quite clear.
Sorry?
I really don't think so, ma'am. That was quite clear.
What was clear? I did not understand your question. You want to know more about the assignment?
No, ma'am, actually, that was quite clear. I mean, the session was good. I really appreciate your help and support over here. That was good. I liked it.
Talking about this assignment. So assignment is basically related to everyday's session. So you can just open it. It's just a Willow platform. There will be 2 or 3 questions. You just have to answer them.
Sounds like a plan to me, ma'am. Thank you so much. That's so kind of you.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Rajasi.
Hello, good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Ma'am, actually, I missed the first session. I was late.
You can watch the recording of the first session, no problem. It's there on your dashboard.
Okay, thank you.
Mahika.
Hello, ma'am. Actually, day 2, it's showing attempt later in the quiz.
Yeah, so session 2 you are opening. Session 1, please open. You need to open it from the session 1.
It's also showing attempt later.
No, it
Quiz
cannot
is showing
show.
attempt later.
It cannot show attempt later. You refresh your page. And if still it shows, share the link with me, share the screen with me. Yes, Vandana?
Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon. Ma'am, yesterday when I appeared for the quiz, there were 2 sections, right? First half meeting and second half. I attempted for first half and it was showing pass for both of the quiz. And today it was same. I did for first half and it is showing pass for both of those. So we have to attend only one quiz.
I mentioned this yesterday also. I mentioned today in the beginning also. There is only one quiz for day 1 and day 2. Day 3 and day 4, you have 2 quizzes.
Okay, and assessment would be 1 as well, right?
Assessment is also only 1.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Yes, Meenakshi.
Yes, I want to ask, like, we have to do the assignment on the same day, or can we do it later on also? Like for yesterday, can I do it today?
If you do it later, then it will keep on piling up. So that is why I suggest you.
So my yesterday's assignment is remaining. So if I do it today, is it fine?
It is fine. It's not going to be checked by anyone. It is not going to be evaluated. It is only for your
self-assessment. Yeah, practice. Self-assessment. Okay.
Yes, Anupapa. Please unmute. Yes.
When shall we appear for the mocks?
When you should appear for the mocks, I said yesterday, didn't I?
Yes,
I explained yesterday, no? Until and unless you're not trained, how will you give your mocks? Basic understanding, isn't it? So mock is related to what is the process of demos. Now, do you know the whole process of demos? As of now, yet no. Right? So first you have to learn everything. and then only you can sit for the mocks. So till Thursday, you have your mandatory training program. After Thursday's session, you can start doing your mocks. Right? Assignment is not mandatory, Bharati. Those who are done, you can leave the session. If you have any questions, please ask me. Sessions showing as missed, the training team will take care of it. Gunjan is there or she has left? She has left. Okay. Those who are saying their sessions are missed, all of their attendance have been marked as present. Confirmed by the training team. Yes, Momita?
Ma'am, I saw yesterday there's a video assignment. So I need to click on the video assignment and be live and give the assignment, right?
Not live, it's a video recording session. I mean, it's
Okay.
Just as you did it in your video interview, same.
Okay.
Started 2 or 3 questions. Yes, there is only one quiz for both the session for today. Okay, yes, Bharti, I can share that. Those who want Planet Spark background, please take it from the chat section. You can use this Planet Spark background for yourself. Make sure your green screen is off, okay? If you switch on your green screen, you will not be visible. Like Vandana is not visible. Maybe Vandana, your green screen is on.
Yes, ma'am. Because my camera somehow it is facing issue. I updated drivers and settings and all, but still it is not working. I'll fix it as soon as possible.
So maybe you can use a webcam also. I sometimes my camera does not work. I use my webcam.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? I'll close the session at 1 if you have any question. Attendances are taken care of. No worries. Yes, Kavita?
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ma'am. So, ma'am, just a general question. Like, will be having any kind of written examinations also?
Written?
Yes, yes, yes.
No,
Tests
no.
and more,
Only video.
more tests or something
No,
like
only
we have
video
during the
recording.
interview process.
No written examinations, only video recording. There is no examination as such. It's a mock evaluation.
Right. I'm sorry. Let me just correct my words. Mock evaluation.
Only that. Only that.
Okay.
Only the
Okay.
mock evaluations are enough.
So I'm under the impression that there will be like till the onboarding process, like it's not sure that we have been selected, right? So there will be only after the mock test there will be selection procedure, and the final number of teachers will be onboarded, right?
See, okay, that's not how it works. After your mocks, you will not be eliminated. It's not an elimination round. It's a evaluation process where we try to give the feedbacks and maybe then we can retrain you. Okay, maybe you in case if you do not clear, which will not happen with very feeble chances, but you will be onboarded the next Thursday. In case if you're not onboarded the next Thursday, the team will come back to you for the changes which are required and if there are any further trainings required. So you'll be further trained and then again the next Thursday you can be onboarded.
I get that. I get that. If in case we clear all the mocks, so we can have our demos from Friday onwards. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay, I'll close the session then. It's already 1. Any other question?
No more questions, ma'am. Good day. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Again tomorrow. Thank you.